Today, we're going to talk about how leaders are also followers. A good leader will be a follower too. And the first thing is you never, ever give up. Keep trying, keep doing the things that you need to do, but don't give up. You can alter your course, there's things you can do, but don't give up on yourself. That's a crime to give up on yourself. And it's never crowded, that extra mile that you go. That extra mile of the way that you go to get where you're going, it's never crowded there. We need to keep in mind that God can provide, God will provide, and God does provide. Sometimes when we're lost in the midst of things, we forget about that. When things don't go our way, when it seems like nobody's there, it's there. You look for it. You just follow 1 foot at a time, and something will happen for you. The best leaders are those who know how to follow because there was a time they were following. They know how to follow. And leaders have teachers too. So leaders also follow. The opposite of love, so many of us think is hate, but it's not, it's indifference. When you're indifference to somebody, it's hard. It's hard on them, it's hard on you. And so we need to practice love. That's what they tell us to practice. And we get it all screwed up and we twist it all around, but we can practice it. And remember, you're braver than you believe you are. You are stronger than it seems, and you're smarter than you think. That's just the way it works. We are our own worst critic. We don't think we can do something. The truth is we can when we have to. You you're just stronger than you'll ever think you are when the time comes and you need to be. And you're smarter. You know, kids teach us how smart we are. First, they teach us how dumb we are, and then they teach us how smart we are. So once they grow up, they start thinking about it, and we get that confidence back somehow or another. Peace is slowly eroding old barriers down and quietly building new structures. That's what peace in your heart will do. It'll help you restore some of the old barriers that you put up, some of the old ways that you have. It doesn't happen overnight. It takes a long time, but peace does that. And it quietly builds new structures. And so that's why you're not the same person you were 10 years ago, because you're growing, you've got more peace in your heart. So just remember, you're building new structures quietly. Change is the activity of knowledge from within. When you change, it's not because of something out there, it's because of the activity and the knowledge that are coming in from within you. When you start getting new knowledge, you're dropping old ways, you're dropping old ideas, and you're going to change. People will say to you, "You've changed," and you're thinking, "I have." But then we do know when people bring up, "Well, I remember when you did this back in 1950," and you're thinking, "Oh boy, yeah, I did that, but I'm not that person anymore." And sometimes they'll go along with that, sometimes they won't. But the truth is, you're not that person back in the day. You're somebody new. Change is the activity of that knowledge inside of you. That's what changes us. We've got something new to work with. Pain is inevitable. You live in this world, you're going to have pain, but your suffering is optional. You will decide how you're going to deal with that pain and move forward. And we all suffer for a little while. Every one of us suffers, but that is optional. You can get out of suffering and move on to another way. A spiritual awakening, it never happens all at once for you. you become. You just become something or someone. You just become. You fill the shoes. That's another word for when you get a new job. Gee, I don't know what I'm doing. You'll fill the shoes. You become it. It takes time. We want everything now. That's what kind of society we live in. We want it all right now. Our spiritual awakening is partly a process of becoming real. As we spiritually awake, we drop away old ideas. Some of them are old ideas that were placed on us, and some of them are old ideas that we've made up. And some of them are just old ways that it's time to go. They're just time to go. All of them are time to go. It takes a long time, but that's becoming real. That's becoming who you are. And we do that over time. We learn to be true to our inner voice, and we keep returning to the conscious contact with God. Those are things we do as we progress. We learn to be true to what that inner voice is telling us. Turn right, go straight, be patient. And we turn more to God. As we start learning how to do that, we have a conscious contact with God. And we become more real to ourselves. We begin to know who we are. We're not taking other people's words for it. We know who we are. Until we extend our circle of compassion to all living things, man will not find peace. You can't find peace if you don't have compassion. We all strive for compassion throughout our entire life. Compassion appears to come easy to some people, and some people have to work at it very hard. You know, I've had to work at being compassionate. You've had to work at being compassionate with somebody. We all have to work at it at some time. And life must be lived forward. And we can only understand it when we look backwards. It's just hard to do. It's hard to trust the process. And yet we do it because that's how it's designed to be done. Know your ideals and live by those ideals. Live by the ideals that are natural to you. Live by the ideals that you want. As you move forward, you'll create new ideals. As you continue to move forward, you have new ideals. You'll live by them. If you're not living by them, something will go on inside of you and you know you're not living by them. This is no secret on an internal message. You'll get it. So live by your ideals. And happiness is when your mind is thinking through your heart. We need our mind. It serves a specific purpose, but so does our heart. And when they work together, even the hardest things you have to do, you can do it and you can be successful at it. And to God, it was not the gift that mattered, but it was the giver. So remember, no matter what your problem, God is still the answer. And if you trust in your Heavenly Father, He'll never let you down. God bless you.